And you are live.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. We're enjoying our second decade of the show that's become a daily routine. We're thousands of listeners all over the place. Great places like Speedway, Indiana, Windsor, North Carolina, Gallup, New Mexico, Gdansk, Poland. They put a D after the G.
My people.
Nashville, Tennessee, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and all over the world. We're very, very happy, so proud. To be with all of you. We truly are. And how you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Rob, just pretend, even when I ask of something new, just pretend to be more enthusiastic. You don't have to be more enthusiastic. Just fake it.
Okay.
Fake it with me and say, you're absolutely right. Well, I'll get right on that.
Right.
Just do your best. Pretend it's theater arts. It'll just make me happier.
Okay.
It'll make me
Overt
happier,
affirmation.
Okay?
Okay.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We're very happy to have you here. I don't know what to start with. We've got a lot to talk about today. I think I will start with this because it's top of mind for a couple of us on the show today. And this is the question I pose to you, our listening audience. All right? Because I've been watching the news. I'm not going to talk about what you think I'm going to talk about because I could just sit there and depress you
we're not gonna
for
do that.
hours. And Lord knows I don't want to offend the
We're an
sensibilities
escape today. An
of
escape.
some
Yes,
of you
exactly.
Escape hatch.
that might just want to duh me. But let me just say, another shooting is on my mind today as we come in here, and the shows get a little harder to do when that kind of stuff happens. Too early in the news for go ahead, Bart, go ahead, Frank. But anywho, it gets so old. But the details haven't come through. But 8 people murdered today in California, and very sad about the circumstances. The guy worked there. You know the drill. You know the story. It's been printed thousands of times, and very sad. Very sad that, wow, man. You ever wonder, just to touch on it a second, I'm not going to do the whole gun rant and all that. Do you ever think about what it takes, before we get on to the COVID thing I wanted to talk about, do you ever wonder what it would take? Because I think it's very little when you really consider it. What it would take for somebody to really go off. Somebody to really, really get pushed over the deep end. I think of my entire career, and I think of all my business dealings, and I think of my friends' dealings, and not even my personal life, which is a different story. But I think at 61, I have earned the right to maybe talk to some young people that might be listening to me, and maybe parents can pass this on, because you heard the old cliche about it can always get worse. I believe that, and what's a horrible day for you is a great day for somebody else. When you hear about a disgruntled employee or somebody that's had a problem, it's usually, I think, if you do a deep dive psychologically, it's something worse than that. It's not just a work slight. It's something where
One of those events he was talking about.
Yeah. Just trying
they compound.
Just trying to make a living.
That's
here.
right. Exactly.
Tell a story.
Yeah. Communicate a
there, I
plot.
just yelled, Frankie, it just screaming dog all the time, getting worse. Getting back to what I was going to say.
Right.
Devastating for me personally at the moment. I'm thinking, what if that happened and it coincided with other moments in my life, whether it be business or my personal life? I think everybody can look back, the older you are. You can look back, and if you've lived a life where you haven't been bumped or screwed at one point, you probably are remarkably fortunate. Everybody gets dicked around. Everybody gets screwed.
Yeah.
And so, I think the key sometimes is when you get screwed and everybody and it happens in a series of threes. We always talk about the death trifecta.
Yeah.
How about a series of tragedies or a series of incidents that happen in threes? It sometimes can happen and then trigger it, or it might happen to you and then you just linger and you can't get over it and you stew on it. But I guess the point I want to make is you always can get back up and move on. You can always do that. And you can always reinvent, and you can always move on. Moving on is essential to everything. I have moved on a lot in my life, as you know, my personal life, absolutely. It's been painful. But at the same time, moving on sometimes results in the next phase being even better. And sometimes it doesn't. But there is nothing in the world that's worth taking the life of another human being. And it's, and with that said, I think we have to be, we are so far away from kinder and gentler. I was driving along thinking about this today when I was listening to this news story about another mass shooting. And I was saying, we are less kind and gentle than we have ever been in my adult life to each other. We are so without a soul as far as the way we treat people. There are a lot of charities, and there are a lot of people doing good, and there are a lot of people helping people out there. But, man, when it comes to day-to-day, the way we treat each other, it really, there are examples after example after example. And so, I think you try to do a good turn maybe.
Today you have this news. Yesterday, a couple of days ago, you had this road rage incident on the California highway. And then yesterday you had in the district.
Where the young girl was shot?
Yes.
Is that what you're, yeah.
And then
horrible.
Yesterday in the District of Columbia, where you're not really supposed to be you have to have a special license to carry a firearm. They had a road rage shooting in D.C.
Yeah. It's just not, you don't know what's going on.
No, you want to be in a place where you think it's getting better. And there have been times over the last 15 years that there were some optimistic feelings around. But then something like this, it kicks it out from under you. It's sad.
Yeah.
It really is.
I think it's the way people treat each other. We're getting bigger.
If you're driving an Aston Martin, your life should be better than for you to take out a gun and shoot at another vehicle.
Yeah.
That's just a rule of thumb I live by.
Yeah.
But it happened.
Yeah, well, and keep pursuing that Aston Martin. That's a great car.
Should be happier.
That's the dream car.
That gentleman who shot, the monster who shot, had the road rage in D.C., road rage in D.C. I sat there, I'm like, you're driving an Aston Martin. Can your life be that bad?
Yeah, look down at the logo.
Sell that car if you need cash.
Breathe deep.
Was he a criminal?
They don't know yet. He's just like a regular dude that got cut off and pulled out his gun and shot up a car.
Well, it just seems to me when you think Aston Martin and a firearm, you think
I think James
bad
Bond.
guy from the movies. That's what I think.
Mike, this just said his name is Blofeld.
Blofeld.
I think first name Gold, last name Finger.
Oh, Goldfinger is who it was.
Goldfinger. So a very sad day, and it's just hard to wrap my head around what it would take. I would probably be in a state of if someone I loved, near and dear to me, was hurt or killed, that I would probably think about doing that to somebody else. If I knew who did it, I would probably I would be that selfish for a moment, but I would let it go.
Would it be someone in specific? It wouldn't be like a random act of violence.
No, I don't think it'd be a random act of violence. Look, people get hurt all the time.
Yeah.
People don't think, people.
But you tear your own life apart. You got into the relationship and then you're like, we gotta get divorced. Some people getting laid off, like for example, getting laid off is traumatic. I got laid off when I was 25, and it gave me the best lesson of my life because you realize, oh my God, I cannot let anything define me, especially the person I am defines me. The people I care about, the people around me, how I treat people defines me, or else it destroys you.
Mm-hmm. It destroys you. And look, I gave up a lot in my younger years for, who would think a silly little radio show would wear on me and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I love doing this. I love having a microphone. To do it this many years and come in and look forward to it every single day, to come in and I didn't feel that way, or I didn't know how much it meant to me in the middle of my career. I really didn't. I thought, oh God, get me away from this. I enjoy doing it. I probably would miss it under any circumstances.
You were also very successful at it.
It was successful. I got lucky. By the way, anybody who's successful in media and doesn't say the word luck is full of crap. When you hear somebody say, here's what I did, here's what I did. Much less luck involved with a professional athlete, okay? Professional athletes have You want to talk about scrutiny? They're out there getting it done. A lawyer, a doctor, a brain surgeon, a rocket scientist, an astronaut. But as far as people that make a movie, write a book, do that, there's a tremendous amount of luck involved. And if you don't attribute it to luck, I think you lose perspective. Getting back to what I was just saying, though, I just think maybe when we hear this kind of news, we can internalize it and say, I'm going to just do something for somebody else.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little gesture. It doesn't mean anything to most people in the world, but it's tiny. But it made me feel good, and the reaction I got made me feel good, and I always do it. I go to the Wishy-Washy car wash. It's the automatic car wash.
Okay.
And Carla, about 3 weeks ago, got one of those passes where it shows a sensor and it opens the gate. It's really cool, and we can get your car washed 1 million times, and you do that for a monthly fee. Well, there's a person out there.
We don't have that up here.
Oh, I would love that.
That is fantastic.
What's it called? I'll give him a plug, but I want to get
Senior
it right. 'Cause I
Wash.
don't want to screw it up. It's not Senior Wash. The attendant there, the men and women that do it are sit there with little jet and wash your car off before you go in.
Right.
And I try to give them every time I go through. I try to give them a $5 tip. And today I had I'm a player. I had $20.
Look at
Nice
you.
cash.
I had one $20 bill in my in my wallet, and I
Crispy
got it out,
and
I
new
said-
as always?
I said I'm not going to give the person a $20 bill. I can't do that. I said, but I'll give him a 20 for. I said, do you have 15 for a 20? And she came back out with $4 or $5 bills. I said, no. One of these is for you. And the look on this person's face, and I was listening to all this garbage on the news, and it just gave me a little moment. And I've said this before because I think it's fun to do. It's just a little pay it forward thing. I said it on my mom's birthday, and I'll say it now. And so internalize, if you're feeling like crap, everybody that's listening to my voice right now can do this. And by the way, I'm not Joel Osteen when I'm saying this, okay? I'm just saying that everybody can do it. If you're watching the news tonight, and you're feeling as empty as I felt when I first heard this, it is I refuse to get emotional about it now, but it literally, as I think you've listened to me on the show before, it rips my heart out when I hear this because of what could be and what we don't do. And you go out and you do something like that. Doesn't have to be money. It can be anything. I'll give you a classic and another example. About 2 weeks ago, I've been trying to do this more in my life. I'm at the drive-through, of course, going there. There's a woman that's coming towards me, and I've got a left turn, and she's got a right turn into the parking lot of the Culvers, where I was getting my fat food. And by the way, and the doctor says it's working. Thanks if you were curious about asking.
Dr. Culver?
You're curious about asking.
Looking good.
And, okay, I'm trying. Let me see if I can get this right. If I can paint this picture. I'm driving here. All right, wait a minute. All right, imagine a T intersection.
Okay.
Okay. She's coming on the left. I'm coming from the right, and the T is on our left. It's her right of way.
Okay.
To go in there. I just slow down. I think I might have had my blinker on, but I just slow down. She is obviously going to the same place, and I give in my own soul, the inner fat guy in me just does a little.
Right.
Other person in front of me in the drive-thru. She waves me on. Absolutely, her right of way waves me on. Kind gesture.
That's very nice.
Kind gesture. So I go up and I give my credit card to the lady to pay for my food. And she has already ordered. That's the cool thing about the drive-thru. But you didn't know that. Of course you knew that. You can know what the person in back of you has already ordered.
Oh, yeah.
And you say, I'll pay for that person in back
That's
of me as well.
sweet.
That's cool.
Which I did. And I got lucky. I think she got a soft drink and maybe a bag of fries.
Did you eyeball her like that? That
it was
waif
like a
isn't gonna order too
$7
much?
deal. It was like it was a tiny order. It was a tiny order. You know,
I'd eyeball that if I was paying it for it.
yeah,
Like, dinner for one? Fine.
Sure.
So it was very cool, and it made me feel fantastic. So that's the advice I would have. If you're depressed like I am today, coming in to do this show, because there's been another incident of horrific gun violence, and I have to process what I'm going to do tonight to turn off the news and put on something else. Although what I put on is going to be violent too. It's a weird world.
Well, fantasy violence is different, I think.
Movie violence is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But if you watch that and you're feeling or you're listening to it, if Sean Anderson up in D.C. is telling you on the radio about the horrible shooting, if you maneuver yourself into a situation, there is not one of us right now, anybody listening to my voice, who could not go out and actually listen to put themselves in a situation where they could do it. And they could do a teeny tiny minuscule kindness.
I'll
for somebody
practice.
else, and I think it'll be
Rob?
kind of cool.
Yes.
You don't look as sloppy as you usually do today.
Thank you, Oscar. You look good in red.
Thank
I'm
you.
not talking
Thank you.
about compliments, boys. I'm talking
Tony,
about really
today,
doing something.
I don't hate you.
Thank you.
And by the way, I think it really works best if it's with a stranger.
Strangers.
Thank you for giving me those examples. That's really.
I
really
feel
terrific.
better. I feel better.
Yeah, and Pony's
That's
pretty
wonderful.
strange.
Yeah, I agree. That works.
I mean, does anyone really know him?
No.
But I did come in and yell. I did come in and yell at Rob, though. I did come
I
in
like
and yell
that.
at
How'd
Rob.
that feel?
Lousy.
Oh no! You gotta learn
but
to
anyway.
accept it.
What?
It gives me like when I yell at Rob. And,
It doesn't make you feel good. Don't lie. It doesn't make you feel good when you yell at Rob.
But it makes me feel like I'm doing something about the problem.
Yeah, he does like to yell.
So I don't yell at him. It's a stern talking to. We talk about it's a pep talk.
I do get an occasional pep talk
Yes,
from him. Yeah.
but today he's been great. Don't get
How do
happy.
you feel? And now I feel like I'm the therapist. And how does that make you feel, Rob?
It makes me feel good that Oscar thinks I'm capable.
I said the days that I
I
stopped.
thought he yelled at you.
I don't yell.
No.
I don't yell. I'm very good.
Wait a
at-
minute. I just got totally confused by your answer. You
No,
said,
he didn't yell at me
He comes in
today.
and he said he yells at. No, he didn't yell at you today. But how does
And so
it,
when he says that that we're doing good, he says that I can do better. That makes me know he knows I'm capable of doing it. We've had a busy morning here today.
Oh my
we got
God,
a lot of stuff
going
done.
on.
Yeah.
And
All right.
let me tell you, Mike. I think you told me best that until you get 20 days in a row of wins, it's really not like the loss on your average. I think in golfing doesn't ever drop off, right?
Yeah.
I had 20 in a row.
20 in a row.
Okay. Since you brought it up,
Yes.
and since we're having a free form opening
I
segment,
love it.
I don't know much about this, but I'm gonna go to it right now. Okay.
Okay.
So for people that keep their golf scores, all right, and
Not
decide
putt-putt,
that
real
that
golf.
they do that. Okay.
I'm out.
I'm out.
This is how bad I've been playing. All right. There is an asterisk over my handicap. All right. It says a soft cap has been applied to this handicap index, which suppresses upward movement by 50% after a 3-stroke increase over the low handicap index has been reached. They have put a trading curb on my handicap because it's going up so
Mike,
fast.
they put a governor on your speedometer.
They put a governor on my speedometer.
and it's temporary.
That's how crappy I am.
you're
It's
so-
temporary. I'm still playing like crap.
You're so terrible at golf that the
I'm so
software
bad at
says
I'm so bad
Yes.
right now compared to what I was doing. All right, that they are saying to me, we think you're faking it, so we're going to put a soft cap on this to see if you're really that bad. Then after a few rounds, if you still suck, you're gonna go into the next level.
that's genius.
I'm almost to the point of freaking out about it, but that's another day, another dollar or whatever.
so is that
Anywho.
is that like club software, or is that an app that you?
That is. Well, I'll tell you what it is.
Because I
It's
can't
natural.
understand why.
I like the soft cap. A hard cap would be terrible.
not if
It
you're
is
on a
the
construction
Florida,
site.
It is the Florida State Golf Association.
Oh,
So they think that you know that I know that you know that you're throwing the game to get better stroke average, right?
FSA.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is the
FGSA.
It is the USGA GHIN system.
How many vowels?
Golfer Handicap Index Nation. I don't know what the hell it's called. But everybody's
It's
got one,
recognized though.
all right? Yeah.
Yeah. So you put your score in and in your phone.
My low index, when I was really, really having a moment, was a 7.1. Pretty darn
That's good.
impressive. I am now I have shot up to a 10.3, and the computer is telling me, we think you might be faking that. You're playing so crappy that we're going to put a soft cap on this so it doesn't go any higher. So the only thing you know what they're telling me? The only thing that's keeping it at that level is the fact that they've said they don't want to jump on it anymore.
Do you
That's it.
believe
Yeah.
that this schedule
Miracles?
change
Yes, I
of
do.
the show has affected your golf game?
That would be a yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is. But it's okay. I'm fine. Moving on. If you feel like crap because you see the news today, do that. I recommend it
Love
highly.
somebody.
It's fun to
Stranger.
do. And you get a good, and by the way, sometimes you get a reaction like I did at the car wash.
Right.
Sometimes you don't get a reaction because I didn't hang around to see if there was a reaction with the person in back of me that let me in. It's teeny, tiny little things. It's
Random
little
acts.
things. And by the way, if you see somebody that's, you would be amazing. You would be amazed, rather, that little tiny things like that can turn it around. And I call this the Mary E. O'Mara rule. Give it
That's
a try. It's
sweet.
not that she did
Well,
that
the
a lot,
beauty
but I
of it
think it's
is
very
that
cool.
it makes you feel good, and that, you know what, that's okay to be selfish in that way, but you're making them feel good.
Yeah,
You know,
I would,
it's
the
a
one thing
non-
I would admit is getting someone to get you change and then giving them less money.
do that. Do that if somebody pisses you off.
Yes.
No, man. How many times can you listen to the news where they go, "We really have to do something about it,"
Yeah,
but we're not. So maybe the way to do it is to literally start at the very bottom and the ground up and just be kinder to each other, and maybe somehow that would affect a change. You know, maybe somebody who's having the worst day of their lives, or somebody that's had a really tough month, will see an absolute total stranger, has nothing to do with them, do some teeny tiny, ridiculously inane act of kindness. And that will be because it has. I don't think this has anything to do with money. I don't think it has anything to do with anything other than, hey, that was just really cool.
Maybe buy someone
It's like
something
taking
sweet
a warmth pill.
they can
it's like
eat.
taking a warmth pill. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like like Carla, I love you, even though I yelled about the dog.
Ooh, that's more like an apology.
I think she's in the other room.
No, you love her
all
because
my
you yelled
living
about the
creatures.
dog. Mike, you love the dog. That's why you care.
Frankie loves to bark.
Why
Loves
does
to
he
go,
bark? When we heard that, was that prompted by anything?
Yeah, they arrive. They arrive.
Okay,
It's
okay.
It's this dream schedule we're on that I set up for us. this dream scenario where my house, I decided let's do a taping when everything happens
It
at
comes
the
al-
same time.
Mike, remember the old generational, the Pepsi generation? Come alive. Your
Come
house
alive.
is coming alive.
Come alive is what had happened. And then I didn't even get to talk about what I wanted to talk about, which was this. And this is not super positive either, but I thought it's on our minds. Rob and I were talking about it. So here's the deal. If COVID came from a lab, what are we going to do?
It's the
It's
most
the Chinese. They do whatever they want,
It's
right?
the most horrifying thing that I could imagine, and here's why. Because if it is from a lab,
that
then-
means they're trying to make it.
right, and even though they may not have intended this to happen, the ability exists to make a virus this worldwide, this powerful, this fast spreading, this unstoppable for over 15 months. The technology exists. That means that if this falls in the hands of the wrong people, we're dead. We're absolutely dead. We don't stand a chance.
Well, it's interesting. We've had the capability to destroy the world for many, many, many years with nuclear weapons. So
Yes, but
now
that's-
you have
this is-
biological weapons.
this
If
is
they were
different,
trying to
I think.
weaponize it, I don't know what they were
My
trying to do.
father was beating
It's
the
China.
drum about the lab, and I never talked about it.
Here's
here
the
on
sound
show.
of him beating the drum. Like,
Just like that, with a pan flute.
Beat the drum.
Was the research a weapon, or was it they were just figuring out what type of coronaviruses were out there?
And
we'll never know.
is there any way to prove it, since it is from that closed society, and B, if we do prove it, I don't think they'd ever own up to it, right? They don't want to know. Would the United States would own up to
I
something
hate
like
the
that.
fact that this could prove a bat innocent that we thought was guilty.
Yeah, it didn't come from
Yeah.
a wet market.
But I thought you hated bats.
I do. That's why I want to blame the bats for this
Right.
disease. I don't want it to come out of a lab. I want it to be the creature of the night.
You know, when you just broke up a little bit coming to me, and I always think when we're talking about China, that suddenly they go.
I have
Put a soft cap on our internet.
I have a C
Yeah,
note in a Bank of China account. I always wonder if that's going to come haunt me one day.
A what?
$100.
Look at you.
Why
Yeah.
do you have $100 in a Chinese
Because
bank?
I once took a plane to Beijing and then played ping pong. In
I remember
Beijing.
that.
Yeah, it was a
And-
pleasure trip.
In order to trade, where we thought we were going to import export. I was going to become an import export.
Like our Vandalay? Yeah, sure.
They said you have to set up an account in China. So we took our little delegation to Bank of China and we threw down what we thought was something that could be used in the future. So you could do transfers and such.
Is it still there?
Still there. Probably not collecting interest.
Can you make deposits in there online?
I have never, that's where it gets hinky. I have never logged into Bank of China online because I figured if I ever actually needed it, I would do that.
But don't they have an ATM on 9th Street?
Well, they could
At the
steal
9th,
Yeah.
right there, Gallery Place.
It's scary.
Local
But
joke.
I don't know what we do. Everybody makes a big deal. There's a lot of crap going on right now that I just think, to what end? That's what I would say to everybody. To what end? Big battle on whether we have an investigation or not. To what end? Yeah, a couple of Congress people knew that some of the insurgents were coming on January 6th. To what end? What, are you going to shoot them? Put them in jail? No, I don't think so. And they all say, what are they afraid of? No, it's just the game. It's the game.
And the game is getting worse because we as a people now have a much shorter attention span. So they could go crazy with exposing everybody who knew what when, and no one's going to care because they're going to forget about it tomorrow.
That Congressman, Bitchy Bitcherson, who's doing her Holocaust wearing a mask thing.
Yeah.
There is her district.
The worst.
They're going to have a parade for her.
I know.
In that bigot district. They love that crap. They love it. They hate everybody. They're excited. You hear, well, they're thinking Republicans might primary this lady. No. You think, why can't we just accept some reality, all right? And maybe just move on and figure out a way to prevent people from getting these things and put all of our. But if there are people that are slaving away trying to find out if COVID came from a lab, I want to say, to what end? What do we go? China, you're in big trouble now.
Yeah.
And China's going to do, F you.
Right.
I mean, I think that's the way
We're a
it
global
would go.
economy. Where sanctions are just going to hurt us.
Yeah, China's going
There's
to
just
say,
a lot of stuff that goes on
wait
where,
until we debut 22.
knowing about it and knowing about it. I mean, it's just a weird world. So I get
You want
back
your
to the same
appliances? Forget about it.
Yeah.
thing. You want your hat? That's a nice hat.
Great hat. Yeah.
All my
It is
golf
scary,
hats.
though. It is scary.
It's scary if it was being designed for weaponized purposes. But if it was, what are we going to do? This isn't
Like,
Iran.
don't you
This
wish-
is not Iraq. This is China.
Don't you
know?
wish, though, we lived in a world where a spider bite from a lab a lab spider become like I don't want to believe that Peter Parker.
Are you making it into a Peter Parker
I
situation?
don't want to believe that somebody can stumble into a lab or stumble out of a lab with a pandemic virus in them and then create a global plague. As much as I don't want to believe that Peter Parker can stumble into a class field trip, get bit by a spider, and become Spider-Man, but it's happening.
Radioactive blood.
Radioactive blood.
Oh,
Mike, is he strong? Listen, bud. He's got radioactive
blood.
That's right.
you just
Thank you for that contribution.
We shouldn't. We if you're working with this type of biochemical or biology and disease, there should be 3 layers of concrete between you and the world.
But that was the thing is that when we've gone through
You've
this
been
now
to China, Oscar? You've been there.
Yeah, they've got a lot of concrete, and everyone wears masks.
We've been going through this for 16 months or however long it's been a long time. And one of the things that we've known or we've been told is that this happened because it passed from an animal, from the animal kingdom, to a human, and then human to human to human. And you know what? That sucks, but at least it seemed biologically sound. That seems to have been the origin
But it also
story.
allows, when you talk about the wet markets, I mean, was there anything more perfect with that scenario for the bigots again? For the anti-Asian community
Right.
that's looking at that and loves to say, well, look at that. Look what they're eating. You know, that kind of stuff. We're stupid. Nobody thinks. Nobody has critical thinking. So who knows? But once again, I get to what end?
Sure.
We find out it came from a lab. What do we do? And can we really prove it? And will they ever admit it? No. No, 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 no. So all I'm saying is focus on what really matters.
Yeah.
And that is creating these vaccines, having science. If they can build it in a lab, assume they can. Assume
Right.
you can. You work hard to battle it. I don't see it like going, we're really sorry. we're going to put in some different measures. That will never happen. Not with this country. It will never happen with China. I just don't see it ever happening. That's kind of the way I think about this stuff now. As far as if you're going to do something, if you're going to have an investigation, if you're going to have, you're going to out somebody about some terrible behavior, well, what's the point of doing it if there aren't going to be any improvements or consequences or anything? And I don't know. I don't see that when you go 5 steps down the road, either if it was an accident or it was weaponized, if they were doing it on purpose to create something horrible. I just don't know if we could ever prove it irrefutably.
I have one other question. It's a thought I had when I've been going through this. Do you think is it just the conspiracy guy in me? Did the government always suspect that it had been lab created all along, and they kept it from us to make a situation not seem even more crazy bad?
No,
I don't think
they
so.
wanted a scapegoat.
I don't.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they
I
wanted
hadn't thought about
they
that.
wanted
I think
it.
so. So
There's
it's
not enough
scary.
evidence.
Do a good kindness
Don't know.
and try and sorry for all the heaviness, but it's been a heavy day.
Yes.
And remember, if you want to try that, I'd love you to tell me that you did. I'd love to hear stuff like that. Doesn't have to be on the show. We're too busy bitching on this show. Okay, people suck. That's the stuff we like on the show. But maybe it would be a nice little counterbalance.
Yeah.
Here's what I did, or look at me. We'll be right back.
Hey humans, it's me, Winslow, Mike's Boston Terrier. Do you know I'm smart? In fact, I'm wicked smart. I even watch TV. I like movies like The Departed. My theory on feds is that they're like mushrooms. Feed them and keep them in the dark. Woof. Sometimes I eat too. That's relatable. Good Will Hunting is another one that I like. Do you like apples? Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples? That's funny. Ted is funny too. You, Thunder, you can suck my... You can't get me, Thunder, because you're just God's fat. That scene made me howl, literally. But the bonus show's even funnier. Buy the TMOS bonus show at michaelmaryshow.com. If you buy a lot of them, I get a greenie and a Blu-ray player. See ya. Gotta visit the fire hydrant. Johnny on the spot.
Thank you, Winslow. We appreciate that. Hey, everybody, did you know 1 in 3 Americans suffer from nausea and all of them hate it? If you can relate, you got to check out Relief Band. Relief Band is the #1. Now, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you feel nauseous all the time? Because
No.
you're wearing that product every day.
I like to show it off to people.
It looks
Oh,
cool.
you're
Yeah,
wearing it
that's fine.
for Rob's wearing it. I was thinking about the Relief Band anti-nausea wristband. I was thinking in terms of one of the things that happened to me maybe in my 40s. I get tremendous motion sickness when I'm out on the open water in a large vessel. And I want to take my son out deep sea fishing, and I'm ready for that Relief Band. I've used it before when I had a little motion sickness, the morning after when the floor was a little crooked.
Sure.
I will tell you that it's a fantastic device.
And you
It's
know
been
what else?
Yes.
I was thinking about this. I don't know if you've been blessed enough to have a child in your life that doesn't do well in the back seat of a car. I had Jabril. Jabril did not do good on car trips. Well, now that the world is opening up again and people are traveling on the roads,
Would you have to pull over with him? Is that because he would
Or
be
sit in the
nauseous?
front.
No, we always fitted him with a bag, and they said, "Now, Jabril,
he
if you
got
start
that car seat,
if
yeah.
I said, Jabril, if you feel bad, let me know." But here's the thing: I wish I had Relief Band back then.
Yeah.
Put Jabril in and be okay. If you got all this
True
traveling to do,
Spectacular.
yes.
It's the #1 FDA-cleared anti-nausea wristband. It's been clinically proven to relieve and prevent nausea and vomiting associated with motion sickness, anxiety, migraines, hangovers, morning sickness, chemotherapy, and so much more. It's 100% drug-free. It's non-drowsy. Rob's wearing it right now. You can see what it looks like.
Very cool.
Zero side effects. The technology was originally developed over 20 years ago in hospitals. Relief Band stimulates a nerve in the wrist that travels to the part of the brain that controls nausea. Then it blocks the signal that your brain is sending to your stomach. It's so cool. Relief Band is the only over-the-counter wearable device that has been used in hospitals and oncology clinics to treat nausea and vomiting. And if you know someone who suffers from nausea, it makes a great gift. As the world opens back up, don't let the fear of nausea keep you on the sidelines. Right now, Relief Band has an exclusive offer. If you go to reliefband.com and use promo code TMOS, you will receive 20% off plus free shipping and a no-questions-asked 30-day money-back guarantee. So go to reliefband.com. That's reliefband.com and use our promo code TMOS for 20% off plus free shipping. Now it's time for the homepage, and it will not be laden with everything that we
From
have
the
there.
four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
All right, last week we were talking about Matthew Perry, and we were talking about his slurred speech. It was very noticeable when he was doing a promo for the Friends reunion.
Yes.
It was the reunion promo that he was doing.
Mike, I actually still
And-
have the tape if we want to hear it.
Okay, let's
for
give it a
recap.
listen. That's a
All
good
right.
idea.
All right.
Very good.
We
Let's
don't
listen
see
to
each
Matthew Perry.
other, all six of us, a lot.
I stole the cookie jar that had the clock on it, and I gave it to Lisa Kudrow because she, one point, looked at it and thought it was a real clock.
Not altered. That's the actual tape.
They say it's due to emergency dental work.
Sure.
That's what a source told the not always reliable British tabloids. Here's the quote. Matthew turned up to the reunion and members... That's British right there. Matthew turned up to the reunion and members of his team say that he had emergency tooth procedures that day, or a tooth procedure, that was said to impact his well-being and also how he was feeling.
Matthew
He had been
Perry's
in-
team, Mike?
He had been in pain from what we understand, which caused the slurred speech.
Okay.
The source adds, quote, Matthew has told those around him that he is sober and there is no need to worry.
Yeah.
Do you think that the show where you had your battles of addiction publicly, on and off the set,
Yeah.
and for all those years, as you come back to reunion, that wouldn't be anxiety-inducing? That you're like, maybe.
Yeah, but he didn't
You know?
sound anxious. He sounded the exact opposite of
Yeah,
anxious.
because maybe he took some Valium or something.
Dude, he said he was
Of all
sober.
the guys, right? Of all the guys to be slurred, that was the one guy that probably couldn't be slurred. But,
Yeah.
it's going to be over. They'll forget.
If I was a
They'll-
producer, I'd speed him up, fix it in post.
Tomorrow night, Oscar.
Never.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
It goes to show you just can't tell.
That's right.
Kentucky Senator Rand Paul received a package that contained a suspicious white powder, and he immediately blamed 80s light rock superstar Richard Marx.
What?
As you may recall, Senator Paul got beaten up by a neighbor back in 2017 over what was basically a landscaping dispute. Marx, who's definitely not a conservative, tweeted that he'd love to take the assailant out for drinks. Then last week, the senator said he wasn't getting the COVID vaccine, and Marx tweeted, quote, I'll say it again, if I ever meet Rand Paul's neighbor, I'm going to hug him and buy him as many drinks as he can consume. That's a little shtick from Richard Marx. So after he got his package, the senator said, quote, as a repeated target of violence, it is reprehensible that Twitter... Are you playing Richard? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Here's Richard Marx.
Just when I believe.
Love this.
It's a very pretty
I remember when
voice.
Glenn Hollis used to send this out.
The Rand Paul said, as a repeated target of violence, it's reprehensible that Twitter allows you really threw me with Richard Marx starting out so softly.
Love notes
It's
and
reprehensible
dedications.
that Twitter allows C-list celebrities to encourage violence against me and my family. So it looks like Rand Paul squarely put it on Richard Marx. And he goes on. Just this weekend, Richard Marx called for violence against me. And now we received this powder-filled letter.
Yeah.
Marx responded with a tweet about how Rand Paul didn't quarantine last year when he knew he was exposed to COVID. So I think it's a pretty decent leap from talking about Rand Paul saying, I'd like to hug the guy that got in a fight with the Senator Rand Paul. It's weird. They caught him out in the hallway at the Senate, so Rand Paul had this to say. He was asked about this and the violence. This is what he had to say.
Is there a problem here? Can I help you, sir?
You bet you have a problem. Your employee here used profanity and threatened me with violence. I'm surprised. I eat here all the time and usually have good service until today. All I wanted was my money back on this breakfast. It was a little undercooked. And he threatens me with violence.
Sorry, Rand. Thank you. Thank you very much. Long, kind of a rough setup on Mike's part. On that
We got
one.
there.
No, I think it was good.
tried.
I liked it.
It was, that was me calling Rob today. Get me that scene. There we go. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'd like to send this Richard Marx song out to Matthew Perry.
Loud sound. Does this mean my neighbors won't be waking me up with explosions in the middle of the night all summer? According to a new report, there could be a fireworks shortage. Oh my God. For the 4th of July. And they might be a little more expensive this year. Now, see, that's right away where I smell
Big
the red.
fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fireworks going, oh, they're scarce. You got to pay more for them. Some places that sell them haven't been able to get as many fireworks because of the pandemic. One store in Minnesota said their stock is down about 30%, and they're still waiting on shipments from China.
Of course.
So that's one reason. But also, all the major fireworks shows got canceled last summer, and people bought more of them for backyard celebrations. So there's not much overstock from last year left. Several vendors said to expect prices to be 20% higher than usual. Isn't that
Isn't
that special? Yeah, I know. That's
I got to get out to the fireworks store and buy me one of them COVID pinwheels.
Oh, pinwheels. Pinwheels are funny, aren't they? Absolutely. Spinner. Hard to admit you're bad at something unless you're forced to verify it over and over again. 1 in 4 Americans admit they're bad at parallel parking, according to a new survey. How do you guys consider yourself at parallel parking? I think I'm below average, to be perfectly honest.
I'd say I'm exactly average.
Above average. We live in the city.
Guy, yeah, city
You
guy.
have to.
You got it now.
Yeah.
You know exactly
Yeah.
what you're
Most
doing.
cars, like the newer cars, if you're lucky, I don't have it, but they park themselves.
I'm not even very
Pony?
good at perpendicular parking.
Pony, have you ever parallel parked?
Absolutely.
And
When was
how
the
are you
last
at it?
time? When was the last time?
Oh,
you did it?
geez, I don't know, like a year ago. I don't do it often. I don't have to, but I can do it.
You should do it for
I can do
pleasure.
it. No.
1 in 10 say they're very bad at it. I'm not very bad at it, but I'm sort of bad at it. 15% said somewhat bad. Right, that's me. And around 2/3 of us think we're good at parallel parking. Everyone else wasn't sure. People like that. Why take a survey? Men were much more likely to think that they were good.
Yeah.
Shocker with that one. There you go.
Great
I can
drivers.
do it. I think the problem is I go too fast because I normally get it up to about 60 miles an hour when I'm doing it.
Just use mirrors. That's all you have to do.
Mirrors.
Mirror.
I use it like the Fast and the Furious.
Like the drift in your spots.
Fast and the Furious. Drifting. A Philadelphia, now a little something. A Philadelphia restaurateur celebrated his birthday by having chefs assemble a cheesesteak that measures 510 feet long.
That's a long cheesesteak there.
Rennie Kobitri, owner of the Rim Cafe, recruited a team of chefs to build a sandwich that measured more than 2 blocks long Monday night. Here's the quote. I said, this year, I want to make it big. Make a big, I don't know why I'm making him Chicago, but it's a funnier
That's
dialect.
okay. That's fine.
Make a big party for everyone, so why not bring everyone together? You know, have a couple thousand people. Gino Vento, owner of Gino's and a friend of Kobitri, said several different varieties of cheesesteak were included. You got your ravioli cheesesteak, you got your marinara cheesesteak, and a Spanish cheesesteak. For Oscars, people.
Like it.
Sure.
There you go. Fantastic. So they're making it. It's really big, and it's going
inclusive.
to the Rim Cafe. It's great.
What's the
by
name
the
of the
way,
restaurant?
the Rim Cafe is accepting applications for anyone who wants a rim job. I don't know if that's.
I saw it coming, but it was
Yeah,
still
mile away.
funny.
I know it's a mile away.
Just remember to wash your hands afterwards. Employees are required to wash their hands.
Let's take a break.
Strictly part-time.
So dirty. We'll take a break and come back with something. I don't know.
Hey, restaurant.
Hello, this here's Dick Queasy, and I'm glad to talk to you all again. I know that you've heard a lot about restaurant folk moaning about how the pandemic's been bad for business, but I'm here to tell you, not here. Martha and I have been hoarding seafood since St. Patrick's Day 2020 and keeping it in my freezer. Actually, it's more of a fridge, but who cares? I got over 13 months of nearly good as fresh fish, lobster, clams, scallops, and some things I think might be calamari. Come out to Queasy's. It all tastes good thanks to my special ingredient, blue cheese crumbles. And here's a kitchen secret. My blue cheese started out as cheddar. No mask, no problem. Come as you are. And don't worry, there's not a thermometer in sight. Why would I take your temperature when I don't even take my seafood's temperature? By golly, I'll see you soon at Dick Queasy's or at the ER.
The ER.
I love when he says
How about
good.
that?
I like the way he says good.
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 That's good.
Good.
That's pretty good. That's delicious. What do you mean you're charging me 20% more for those fireworks?
Hey,
How am I
Dick,
supposed to have a party, for God's sake?
are you a good parallel parker?
Best I know. You know the part of the world I live in, I haven't parallel parked in my lifetime.
Ever.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Chime. I have to tell you this. Your bank account should work with you, not against you. Chime. Remember that name. It's an award-winning app and debit card with no hidden fees or monthly minimums. After all, you earn your money, you deserve to keep it, right?
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Chime has free overdraft on up to $100 in debit purchases with SpotMe. It's like overdraft protection, but better. Chime lets you get your paycheck, benefits, stimulus check, and tax return up to 2 days earlier with direct deposit. No hidden fees or monthly minimums, plus 38,000 fee-free ATMs with MoneyPass and Visa Plus Alliance. And for security, you can turn on alerts to let you know when your card is used and instantly block your card if something seems fishy. Join the millions on Chime. Sign up takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. The website is a snap. I loved it. Apply now and chime.com/TMOS at chime.com/TMOS. That's chime.com/TMOS. Chime is a financial technology company. Banking services provided by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. Eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Overdraft only applies to debit card purchases. Limits start at $20 and may be increased up to $100 by Chime. Early direct deposit depends on the payer. Out-of-network cash withdrawal fees apply. Third-party and cash deposit fees may apply. Go to chime.com/TMOS.
Do it.
Thank you.
Let me record that separately.
Yes. Yes, we'll definitely do that.
Oh, my God. Hey, I want to remind you something's coming up here this Friday, everybody. It's going to be spectacular. Yeah, everybody.
All right.
Spectacular time. WAVA. All hits.
WAVA.
You better believe it, everybody. Start that motorcycle and get ready for the Memorial Day Spintacular. I'm talking about Rob, Oscar, and Mike O'Mara all spinning the hits for you to start your Memorial Day. And here's the best part. You're not going to get it for free. That's right, everybody. It's on the bonus show. If you want to hear our Memorial Day Spintacular, you got to pony up the bucks for a bonus subscription. You know what I'm talking about. This Friday, the Memorial Day Spintacular. Yeah, that's right. We're going to be playing the hits.
You played my favorite radio jingle. I think that might be of all time my favorite. That top hour with the copter. That's so great.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm giving everybody a preview of what's happening. Yeah, everybody, all hits. All hit. All hit. That's it.
WAVA.
Hey, everybody, you want to have a good time? Well, Friday, if you're heading out to Dewey, Rehoboth, Ocean City, Jersey Shore, or you're going to the mountains to smoke weed with your hippie parents, it's going to be a fantastic Friday get-together. I hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoy doing it for you. That's right, we just play little clips of songs, and, well, it's part of the bonus show subscription package. If you would like to get the bonus show, get it before this Friday, and you'll be able to hear all the fun right here from the three of us.
Nice.
All right, so anywho, that's it. And then we'll all try it. What's fun is that we all do that, and we just have an absolute one. It is truly, of all the things we do, it is one of the fastest hours you will ever hear. It's special.
I handpicked some new music for you. Did you get it? Is it good? Do you like it? Do you want more?
I haven't looked at it yet, but I know you sent me a Passel today, so I haven't had a chance to
shoot me a note
peek
if you
at
need
it,
something extra, but I think you should. And you're good on jingles.
It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Speaking of Memorial Day, did you get the tell from our boy here when he was kind of talking to us about the schedule and everything like that? I got the impression that something's afoot with him because he's always got an angle. There's one thing about Oscar.
There's always an angle.
There is always an
what,
angle
Mike?
with Oscar.
After 10 years, 11 years, you continue being that drum, and it's always what I say it is.
Well, I don't know what it is. I'm saying I don't know.
You're also beating your drum?
Yeah, thank you.
Just like a good learned behavior.
Bing bong, bing bong.
That's a Bolivian
About
drum.
2 weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago, Oscar comes in and says he was kind of dissed by his brother.
This Monday.
Up in
Wasn't it? Didn't you call it a passive?
Monday.
I think you called it a passive
It was
aggressive
an non-invite.
Yeah.
6 weeks ago, Oscar got invited to.
It was Christmas Eve.
This past Monday.
So this past Monday, Jose invites you up to his place up on the vineyard.
Yeah.
No, Hyannis.
Hyannis. Not quite the vineyard. And Oscar was making noise about.
That's a step up from the vineyard, isn't it?
Yes, probably. I don't know.
would think
No,
so.
the vineyard's much nicer.
Well, I mean, the Kennedys were in Hyannis.
Yeah, right around the block.
Of course.
So
Hi there,
then
Jose.
we're talking about the holiday weekend. What did he say? I missed that. What? I'm trying to set the thing up, Rob. That's what I'm trying to do. And you're running dialogue. What did you say? What? I missed it.
I said, hi there, Jose. Good to see you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Era. I miss that sometimes if I don't stop the entire show.
Understood.
Anywho, so anyway, what's going on with you?
So my brother, I was FaceTiming. I had to visit my mom, so I usually call the family to get credit for seeing my mom. That's blind. It's just everybody except for my dad this time. So I call the family, say, "Look, I'm with mom." "Hey, look, I'm with mom." And then my brother says, "You should come up to Hyannis. I guess they have a week, including a Memorial Day weekend, at the beach." Mm-hmm. And I took it as like, cool. Short notice, much like it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And I didn't think a single thought about it, Mike, because I was going to say, no, I can't do that. Got too much going on. Then Monday, before the show, we recorded at 3 p.m. During the day, he said, "Have you thought about coming up? Lauren asked me to ask you again." Lauren is his wife.
And she also produces Saturday Night Live.
Have you thought about coming up to see us, Oscar?
So he did follow through on Monday.
Yes.
Oh,
and
okay.
he said there's
it.
probably flights. So.
I don't know.
Because driving 8 hours for a 3-day weekend is
lot.
nonsense. Have you done that before, Mike?
It's insane. I early on in my career, I bagged Thanksgiving weekend going up to New England from D.C. because it was badass. I hated it so much. Memorial Day weekend.
2 days driving.
This is going to be look. I think we'll get the stories next week, but I think you're probably going to hear about a lot of pretty crazy stuff. People are out of their minds.
They're punching people. I saw
by the way,
and
look, and I'll give people credit. A lot of these states, adults are vaccinated. Things have changed a little bit. Life is changing. And,
but people are squirrely. They're squirrely, and
they're squirrely. They're absolutely bat as squirrely, Rob. They are, and people want, they want their fun, and who the hell can blame them? So, last minute flights, though,
gotta be pricey.
We were thinking of two things. We were going to beat feet, and our travel is an hour and a half across the other side, and maybe just go to the beach on the other side. And then we were thinking about maybe driving down 4.5 hours and going to the Keys. And
hotels.
Look, let me tell you about hotels. Do they not see you coming? I mean, the hotels. There's no accident. Every time people are saying, I think this would be a good weekend to get away. Well, every American does it at the exact same time, so they price gouge.
And hotels are great about reading the room. They're licking their lips. Yeah. They know. You know what
they have algorithms. They do it. They know exactly when to charge.
I know it's been since last March, but they're playing the long game. They said we're gonna get them.
Absolutely,
we're gonna get them.
We're gonna make up for when we lost them. That's it.
My brother texted me, "Hey, here's your follow-up. What's happening?" And
when did he text you?
He texted me Monday before the show. That's why it was top of mind.
Before the show. Okay,
Yes.
I just was thinking it was more
top of mind.
Right.
And I hadn't answered him at all because I was like, this is going to be too expensive.
Can't do it.
I don't care about the discount pricing. This is Memorial Day. I think for years now, I've never done anything on Memorial Day or the 4th of July weekend or Labor Day weekend because of the pricing.
Right.
Prior to the pandemic, it just didn't make sense. And I
love it in D.C. By the way, they're not doing Rolling Thunder this year. Are they?
No.
Are they doing it at all? It's gone. They're not doing it.
No, and I rode my bike around the monuments. There's nobody at the monuments. It's just like it's barely a trickling still. The world's still opening up.
Yep.
All right.
My brother texts me yesterday and says he goes, have you looked at the flights? And I was like, ugh. And I looked at Shannon and I said, Shannon, this is during the day. We had not talked about it at the show or in the pre-show meeting. I said, Shannon, do you want to go up to Hyannis for the weekend? I'm thinking that if they keep on asking, like they're going to cover. This is late notice. Like they're going to pay for this, right? Because we can't. It's like $3,000 otherwise.
And he's done that.
Yeah.
Not out of character.
Yeah. So she says, I don't like going up for just a short amount of time. I'd like to stay there for a longer. I don't like and I was like, forget about it. Fine. And I said, well, I think he wants me to come up, maybe just to give him a break for the baby. What if I went alone? And she says, yeah, you go alone. You go, the passive aggressive, you go alone situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, at the very least, I'll call American Express because we have points and see what that costs. So at least I can say no, a respectful no for the money and what it'll look like.
You made the effort.
Yeah. So I call They say they have an hour wait time because there's so many people trying to fly. I said, what do I pay for this card if you're going to wait? I can do this faster online. They call me back. I said, look, this is crazy, but what does it look like to get to Hyannis from D.C.? And how fast can I get there and how fast can I get back?
You get a puddle jumper from D.C. into that area,
so,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a direct flight. You get a nonstop flight.
You have to now you have to stop at Martha's Vineyard and then fly to Hyannis. So there's one stop. Same plane.
You don't connect in Chicago?
No.
Okay.
Prop
plane or jet?
Jet there and then prop plane to Hyannis.
Okay. All right. There you go.
So I said, okay, well, what does that cost? And she's like, running the numbers. She goes, for you and your wife, it'll be $3,430.
Oh. F them. F that. For what? For a 2.5 hour flight.
Leave
Tops,
on
right?
Friday evening after the show, all that stuff, after everything that we were going to do, and come back on Monday evening. And my brother calls me around 9:30. He goes, how are the flights? And I said, hey, I had a budget. I called American Express. They said it's 3,400 whatever. And I said, guys, I love you guys, but
even he's not.
It's late notice. Right. We're good. Right. Like, no, you could fly into Boston. I said, still, it's going to be like $1,000-something. It's not, I don't feel right about it. He goes, no, we were going to pay. We'll pay. We just want you guys to come up. And I said, well, if that's the case, while I'm in the car, look it up.
And
I'm leaving on Friday at
with or without your wife?
With my wife. I included her in the trip.
Yeah,
that's great.
Happy for you.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll be back.
And by the way, at the beginning of the show, I told you.
Yeah, you called
right?
it. You called it.
I was happy. You saw a little happiness to me, a little joy.
Yeah, well, it's good for you. God, you need that.
It's going to be.
And by the way, you're doing it better than if you were slogging down somewhere in 5.5 hours, 7.5 hours of traffic.
Well,
that's going to be fun.
I was actually.
I
felt better.
Connect and fly right down to where he is from Boston?
No, I'm going to hit Boston, and then they're going to pick us up, and they're going to drive us down in
that's
their
even
Volvo.
better. Then you just have a fun drive with the whole family.
How long of a ride is that?
Happy for you.
Boston to the
It's an hour and a half, if it's that. To Hyannis, it's an hour and 20 minutes.
Wow, that's great. Yeah.
Now, I will be wearing a mask.
Okay.
I will, the toaster, Santos, as we know him, the pod dog, will be at Mami Nia's house because she's still shut in.
Oh, that's good.
So we're good.
That's a good break.
Maybe I'll get a chance to have sex with my wife this weekend. Who knows?
Now you know he's happy.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you have planned, Rob?
We have
anything special?
We have a supper club get together on Sunday night. We're going to tear it up. The Feuerbach's got a great patio built. I mean, amazing, with like a big overhang and a built-in, almost like a full kitchen outside, and they're ready to show it off. And I'm also going to go and yell.
Frau Feuerbach.
And if the
Frau Feuerbach, what a lovely fire pit you have here.
And if the pool is open, I may give the ladies a treat.
Oh,
shirt on though,
and not in the water though.
Cannonball! Okay.
And also, I'm going to go yell at the optometrist because my glasses still suck. I can't wear
Carl
them.
and I are just sitting here waiting for people to tell us no. Maybe having a barbecue on Sunday. It's true. No friends.
None friends? Yesterday you mentioned...
Got my buddy Oli, got my buddy Mark, got their families, got that. Carly called one of her friends. They're out of town, blah, blah,
What about,
blah, blah,
there's
blah.
a new couple that you mentioned this week. I can't think of their name, but you mentioned a new couple.
The Feuerbachs.
No, it's not sad.
I don't
They're
know.
decidedly antisocial.
They're antisocial, but they have an amazing collection of china. We have to take a break. We're running late. Shocker. When we come back, I will tax your brain with a little advice for... I'm always thinking about my health.
Yeah.
And there's something I want to try.
Ooh.
I really do want to try because I'm an idiot. We'll come back with more fun right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa, everybody. It involves breathing. Isn't that exciting?
Hey, man, is that O'Mara Rock?
Yeah, man.
Well, turn it up, man. K-Tel Records presents 16 original hits inspired by the Mike O'Mara Show in one far-out collection.
It's O'Mara Rock.
This groovy collection covers everything TMOS. There are songs about legendary P1 listeners.
Jolene